Up, guys? Welcome to episode 7 of Four Side Football. We're going to be giving our reactions for the games that have just been played. It's been a wild start to the World Cup. I'm joined by my two friends.
Randy?
Anthony?
All right, guys. What we thinking? It's World Cup's finally here. It's been one full week. What are reactions to the games?
We can start like day by day. So Randy, I guess you can give your thoughts.
Yeah, start with day
Sure.
one.
So for game one, Ecuador beating Qatar 2-0. Amazing performance by Ecuador. They controlled the whole game. Didn't give really much Qatar anything besides I'd say maybe 3 chances. They could have converted on 2 of them. I remember it was 2 headers, but I feel like throughout the whole game we controlled basically everything. We dominated in possession. We were more physical than them. It was really hard for them to string any passes. And we could have had more. I feel like it could have been at least 5-0 or even 3-0 in the first half. Enter Valencia could have had a hat trick. The first goal was a little skeptical. I don't agree with the rule because even though it's just a foot, it didn't feel too offside. And it wasn't like he was going for goal. He was trying to pass it. But I guess if that's how the rule is played, then it's offside. But we got the win, so I can't complain. And all of our young players played amazing. I was really impressed by them. Our right back Preciado, bro, he was insane, bro. He's looking like a top right back. If he keeps on performing like this, he could attract interest from big clubs. So we'll see. But proud of the boys, and I can really see us competing against Netherlands and Senegal.
Yeah, they played good. Especially that first half. That first half was really dominant. Qatar. The whole game they didn't have chances, but that first half especially there was the one chance Qatar had at the end of the half, and then that was it. It was Ecuador was just in their half the entire first half especially, and the second half the job was already done. So I guess the game Qatar or Ecuador was in second gear for that rest of the second half, almost.
Yeah, I agree. A complete performance from Ecuador and Ender Valencia, silencing the critics a little bit this game. Should have been a hat trick, but 2 goals to start it off is a great start.
Yeah, he seemed really composed, so I like that about him.
All right, what are we thinking about the second game in Group A? It was very tightly contested until the end.
I think, it was tight. Senegal, maybe, I guess it came down to 2 errors really by Mendy. The first one, he comes out to try and claim it. If you're coming out to claim it there, especially, you have to get it. You're the goalie. You have to reach over Gakpo's head. You can't let him get there. If you're coming out, you have to claim that. There's no doubt about that. And then the second one, maybe he could have pushed it out for a corner instead of pushing it back into the danger area for Klaassen to come onto it. But I think everyone expected Netherlands to win, especially with Almani there. But it could have, if it wasn't for the errors, it could have easily been a 0-0 game.
Yeah, I thought actually Senegal before Netherlands scored, they had a better game throughout. So I feel like Senegal fans will be a little angry with Mendy because those mistakes are crucial, and especially at the end of the game, at least you could have got a point. But I think Gakpo was really good in that game. I liked how he played. And De Jong, he was a little quiet at first, a little misplaced passes, but he grew into the game, and that assist was really, really nice for Gakpo. And I don't know, when I watched that game, I didn't see Netherlands to be that great of a team. They struggled. So when I'm looking at the next Ecuador game, I'm thinking we can actually have a chance to beat them or get a point out of that game. So yeah, I didn't really see too much in that game, but was unlucky for Senegal.
Yeah, I definitely thought for a good portion of the game, Senegal was outplaying them a little bit. You can obviously see the effect of not having Sadio Mane there. But yeah, Mendy with 2 costly errors. I can see why they're a little upset by it, but you got 2 more games. You got to try and regroup. But yeah, when it does suck losing a game where you're kind of controlling the entire game. I know that makes no sense actually the way I just said that, but when you're controlling for the most part and you still end up losing, it does suck. But keep their heads up. Try and find a way to get the ball in the back of the net.
Mm-hmm.
Then Group B now. So
all right,
England's first
group
game.
of death.
You want to go first on that?
Okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't obviously didn't watch it. I think that was the early game, right? That was the one at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I mean, it's
I think that was at 7, but it was a little later, but still
okay,
early.
still, even at 7 or 5, I still wasn't waking up for that. Like, but it's a game you expect England to win, and like I saw people saying like they wanted or they didn't know what Southgate was gonna play. They didn't know if he was gonna play with a 3 or a 4,
Mm.
and then they didn't know. People were saying maybe Maguire wasn't gonna start, but everyone realistically he was still gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
But and then with Bellingham, they didn't know if he was gonna start, but everyone wanted him to play, and it's good that he did. If Phillips isn't playing, Bellingham has to be in there because he's the guy that will bomb forward. He'll make those late runs into the box to come in, and he did that. Got his goal. It's a straightforward game for England. It's a game you expect them to win, and I mean they did comfortably.
Yeah, I thought I was so surprised when I woke up and I saw 6-2. I thought, Iran was gonna bring a tougher game, but England just blew them out really early. So yeah, like you said, I didn't know if Maguire was gonna start, but knowing Southgate, he favorites him. So I was like, yeah, he probably will. And Bellingham, I think he needs to start in every game because the way he played against Iran was, even though I knew how good he was at Dortmund, I didn't know how he was going to perform for England, but he played really well. And yeah, like England's looking nice. I mean, I know it's just Iran, but they're shutting down the haters. I don't think they won a game in like their last 5 in friendlies before the World Cup, and then they just come out like this, and it's it's encouraging for them. So yeah, they got a big win in this one.
Yeah, just a complete performance from England. It was great formation, great tactics. The youngsters are coming alive. I'm sure, Randy, you're impressed with Saka with his 2 goals.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Saka was star boy, man.
You're not going to mention your Arsenal.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Oh my god.
But again, yeah, like everyone just played very well. Even Iran, like near the end, they were kind of putting up a little bit of a fight. Taremi putting up 2 goals. If your team's not going to win, at least get your own stats going, right? But yeah, like England definitely the favorites to win this group, and they showed everyone with this first game, banging 6 goals.
Then,
all right, go on.
Yeah, then Wales and US. I think the first half US was playing really good, and then I wasn't able to get the second half, but I heard like it completely switched after that. It was Wales. Wales were better in the second half, and yeah, it's like after US scored, they took their foot off the gas and were just trying to hold on to that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that game. I thought it was going to be boring, but I heard, what you said that USC started off well, and then after Wales kicked in the second half, I got my prediction was right actually about that one, 1-1. But yeah, like I saw US in the highlights. They're actually pretty good. I thought they were going to be a little worse, but they're not that bad. And Wales, they got the draw in the end, so it was good for them.
Well, I did actually watch this game fully, and you guys are both right. The U.S. dominated the first half, and then the second half, have no idea what happened. Wales turned it on. They had a great chance from a corner to equalize the first time. Great save by Arsenal goalkeeper Matt Turner.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a controversial call for the pen. I think it was a good call. Wales legend Gareth Bale tied the game, and pretty even from there. But for the U.S. to drop that game, especially after the first 45 minutes, that's very concerning to me. They are a young team, but they got to play like that the entire game. Can't be parking the bus after 45 minutes in the World Cup. All right, so let's go to Group C, where there was a major upset that happened. Who wants to start us off with that one?
I'll start it off. I was debating on whether to wake up for that game. I wanted to see like Messi and whole Argentina just go off on Saudi Arabia, but thankfully I didn't, because obviously Saudi Arabia beating them 2-1, crazy. I couldn't believe it when I woke up. I was like, "There's no way," but they did it. I heard they had really amazing defensive game against them. Argentina just shut down after that. I don't think they could really find anything to break that line. So they struggled and they couldn't get the equalizer, even though they had many chances. But it was tough for them. So I feel like it's kind of good for Argentina, even though it's a loss. It takes that pressure off the winning streak, and now they can regroup and they'll be like, you know what, we're not. They thought maybe too much of themselves, but now they can actually learn from this loss and go from there. So good.
Russo, anything to add on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't wake up to watch it at 5 in, but yeah, I mean, Argentina, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they were getting like too full of themselves. They thought like everyone has them or Brazil as the favorites, so maybe they were just thinking we're gonna go in, we're gonna walk over Saudi Arabia, and I mean they scored in the first half. And then they scored, was it 2 or 3 offside goals?
It was
I
3.
think it was like 3 of them. So
yeah, the one was close on. I saw on Martinez, like his arm was like just ahead of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second half, yeah, everything flipped. The Saudi Arabia goalie, from the highlights at least that I watched, he made like a lot of really good saves.
You mean like 8 saves, I think.
Yeah, he was really good. And then the second goal was great. It comes out of the air, he brings it down. He has like a little bit of space and curls it. Martinez got his fingers to it. Maybe he could have done better, but I'll give praise to the Saudi Arabia guy. It was a good goal. It was a really good goal.
Yeah, no, that.
Yeah. Randy?
No, go ahead. Sorry, I was just saying that goal was crazy. Yeah.
Oh no, it definitely was. From the highlights I've seen, I think it was just, like you said, Argentina maybe needed this loss. Now they woke up a little bit. I think for everyone out there, like, it was a little unlucky, all those offside goals, but Saudi Arabia, they ran away with this after that second goal. I'm not going to say they parked the bus because they were still attacking. It was more defensively, but they definitely earned this win. I'm not going to call it a lucky win from Saudi Arabia. Well deserved. And, heck, now the country has a holiday because of it. So hope they enjoy that day off.
Yeah, no, that was well deserved for them. They really played well in that game.
Yeah, no, I mean they have a good chance of getting out now. Ali looked crazy when he said they were gonna finish second.
I know, not the only crazy thought he's made that's coming true a little bit, but
Yeah.
what are we thinking about the second game? Poland and Mexico, pretty tightly contested as well.
Yeah, I thought it was like pretty dead game. What's it called? Lewandowski missing that penalty was huge. Freaking Go Ochoa out here, proving that he's just made for the World Cup, man. Like every time a World Cup comes around, he's just amazing. It's so fun to watch him. But yeah, I didn't see much from both teams. I thought Mexico was better than them, and Poland, they weren't even that great. Like I thought they were going to be better, but they play as Lewandowski as a lone striker, and it doesn't make sense. It's like you can't leave a Lewandowski up front alone. You have to have players around him because he can't do anything. It's just easy for the defenders to defend him. So I feel like they need to switch up their tactics because it's not looking good for Poland. But they got the draw, so yeah, we'll see what happens in the next game for them.
I mean, yeah, same. The game wasn't that like exciting. I feel like Ochoa. I mean, this guy turns up at every World Cup, probably his last one. So I mean, he's already made his mark. And yeah, I don't know. Both of the teams, obviously, Mexico's going through like a rough stage. They're not that good. Didn't do that great in qualifiers. Finished, was it it's third or second? I mean, it doesn't matter. But they're not playing that good. They haven't been playing good since the last Gold Cup. I think it was like 2 years ago. The fans have been wanting like the manager gone. Uh, I don't know, and yeah, same with Poland. They try to rely on Lewandowski too heavily, but yeah, he doesn't have the players around him like he does at Barca or like he had at Bayern. He has to do everything there, but he can. If he's dropping too deep, then he's got no one to play it to up front. If he's staying as the lone striker, he has no service. So, I mean, the group is still wide open. They could still get through, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico or Poland don't get through after the Saudi Arabia game.
I guess we're gonna see, but yeah, like again, this was the game I watched pretty much the whole thing. Not the best game from the first round of matches. Probably I would have to put it near the bottom. Just both teams, the attacking wasn't there. The best chance was obviously the pen and Ochoa, like you guys were saying, World Cup legend, saved Mexico and earned them a point. That's all I have to say on this game. Both of them, obviously, Mexico has to play Argentina. Let's see what happens there. And Poland obviously has Saudi Arabia, so let's see if they can get their tactics together, or else, yeah, like you said, both of them might not make it to the round of 16.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Group D next, Denmark and Tunisia. Who wants to start us off with this one?
You got that, Russo.
Yeah, I'll start. I guess. I mean, I didn't watch the game. I think that was the 8 o'clock game, but thank God I didn't wake up 0-0. I mean, not much to say really. I expected I expected Denmark to finish top of the group at the start because I thought with what happened, they were playing really good in Nations League. And then even in the Euros, they were really good. And I don't know, I don't know if it was just they fell flat or they couldn't get anything going, but I don't know. We'll see. That group two is, and now it's wide open for any of the three teams still to make it out with France probably.
Yeah, I was surprised a little by Denmark. I thought they would get the win in this one. In Tunisia, tough team, I gotta say. They put up a fight, and I didn't really wake up for that game because didn't think it was going to be that exciting, and it wasn't, obviously, because they tied 0-0. But I think Denmark should have done better, and yeah, we'll see how they progress later in the other games.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from Denmark this game, especially like you guys said, the Nations League where they performed so well against teams like France. For them to start off the World Cup with a goalless draw, like it was pretty disappointing because they're an underdog team for me, or not an underdog, like a dark horse team of mine. But Tunisia, like Randy said, they held their own. Great defensive performance, and that second position is up for grabs. So let's see who's going to take it. Denmark, big test in France coming up next. Tunisia has Australia, so let's see who can claim that second spot. But how about that France game? Obviously a little scare in the beginning, but they came back.
Yeah, I was really thinking Ali was going to be right about this. But, obviously scary in the beginning. They went 1-0 down, but their attacking options, you couldn't contain them enough. So then they went crazy, and Dembele was amazing, Mbappe, Giroud almost scoring that bicycle kick. That would have been crazy.
As a record breaker goal, I think that was after the second goal. So yeah, that would have been icing on the cake right there.
Yeah, it would have been insane. He played well as well. So yeah, I'm thinking because France still played well, so I feel like maybe they'll top the group, and who knows? They might defy this World Cup curse.
Yeah, no, I think everyone thought like after when Australia scored first, I was thinking, yeah, the curse is real, curse is happening, and then uh I don't know. Then yeah, France turned it up. Mbappe and Dembele were crazy. They had their defenders. Their defenders couldn't keep up with them. They were literally like flicking their switch, just running right past them. Mbappe especially, I feel like he's really now like I feel like I swear I saw something before saying like he prefers playing out on the wing. He prefers playing out on the left,
Mm.
and being there for France, you can see he excels. He'll hug the touchline and then just no one's keeping up with him. And then
Yeah.
same with Dembele, just their pace was the defenders couldn't keep up, and then I don't know, Australia cracked. So I don't know, France, yeah, they're looking good. They Everyone I feel like was saying maybe they're not gonna win it, but I don't know, they're good.
I agree. I think you know what, France again. Scary moments in the beginning. They conceded a goal, and Lucas Hernandez, we got the news today, is out for the rest of the
Oh,
World Cup.
ACL.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, I think the defense backline. Obviously, it's a huge blow, but his brother Teo held his own once he came on. Beautiful assist for that Rabiot goal. If you guys can't tell, he's my favorite player on AC.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, beautiful pass. Just a complete performance after a shaky start. I think the curse is going to end here. I'm convinced. I think they can get a good result against Denmark. If it's a win, a draw, I think they'll beat Tunisia. So I know Ala's not here. He's in Qatar right now, but I think the curse is over, and this performance definitely proved it to me.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Group E, upset in this group as well. Who wants to start us off with that one?
Thought Germany was gonna finish top or maybe second, but I mean, even Ale called it. Ale said Japan was gonna make it out of the group instead of, I forget who he said, Germany or Spain, but he said one of them.
Yeah,
And
Germany.
I think it was
uh,
Germany. Yeah, he's like third place. I'm like, oh, maybe.
so
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe the fact that Germany don't have a natural number nine or like just a natural goal scorer in general. Maybe that could affect them. The only natural striker, I mean, they have Makoko, but are you really gonna rely on a 17-year-old in the World Cup? I mean, so I don't know. Japan has a good team. They have a lot of like, I don't want to say underrated, but they have a lot of good players that play in at top like European teams. So it definitely is a surprise. But I mean, Japan's good. Yeah. I mean, again, Ale might not look crazy for saying they're gonna make it out.
You know
Yeah.
what? I agree. Japan played a great game, and I thought it was pretty funny that their two goal scorers actually play in the Bundesliga. So they definitely know, Germany. They know some of the players, and I think they took advantage of that. It was a great performance. The next game is against Costa Rica, who we're going to talk about soon. So getting 3 points against Germany and having that as your next game, I think it's uh, pretty safe bet that they might be in the round of 16.
Mm.
Randy, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah. I underestimated Japan. I thought Germany would get the job done, but Japan came out and played really well. Definitely surprised me. Germany, I'm starting to think that I think they're too early in their development right now. They got a lot of young players. Musiala was really good in that game, but he was going by players like it was butter. But the finishing just wasn't there for him today. And what's it called? Yeah, Germany. I mean, not Germany. Japan look like they can really top this group because they look really good. So we'll see.
We will have to see because at one point they're going to have to play against Spain, and they had, I think, the best performance out of any team in match day one. What are our thoughts on the 7-0 thrashing against Costa Rica?
I'll take this. Surprised me. I was like, holy crap! They demolished Costa Rica. They just left nothing. They don't have a proper number nine. They played, I think it was Danny Olmo on the left, Asensio in the middle, and forget who's on the right.
Ferran Torres.
Ferran Torres on the right. So I thought they were going to struggle with scoring a little, but they just like everyone. It's a complete team. Luis Enrique has them playing really well. It was really fun to watch. It's more like a kind of like a possession based, but more direct. They get a lot of chances in, and he's just amazing as a coach. The way he has them playing, Pedri and Gavi. Oh my God, Gavi getting man of the match, my boy. People saying he's underrated, but he's putting the performances in the World Cup on the biggest stage. I know people might say it's Costa Rica. I know, Russo, you might disagree. But, he's a really good player. And, that partnership of Pedri and Gavi is going to be really fun to watch in the next few games. But, yeah, amazing win for Spain. Statement.
I think what Spain plays better with, like, they're playing with like their false nine. I think it suits them better because they're more of a possession based team. So whether it's Olmo playing as the 9 or Asensio playing as the 9, they'll drop into the midfield and just you have more numbers there, and that you can tell it works for Spain. Spain is a possession based team, and I mean it's Costa Rica. They're one of the worser teams there at the World Cup with them or Qatar. This is like their last, like they made it in, but I mean this is like their last time probably. They might not make it in 4 years. Again, it's like this is their last ride basically. So I mean it's what you expect from Spain. Maybe not 7-0, but you expected them to win. But they look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Luis Enrique definitely unlocked something with this team. It's like, I think, Randy, you said in our group chat that there's no natural goal scorer, and this game showed because there were 6 different guys who put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And Russo, I do agree with you on Costa Rica. As much as this looks bad, this might be the last World Cup for a while. They got to start developing some new players. The older generation is definitely done. But you know what? They got 2 more games left. Put in some good performances. See what happens. But Spain, statement win today. All right. Well, last group of the day is Group F. Started off with Morocco and Croatia. What are our thoughts on that one?
It was I'll take that. It was dead. I can't really say much about it. Like,
thank God it was at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I didn't wake up for that. Saw some highlights. Yeah, it's not really encouraging from both teams. I didn't really see much. So, really boring game, to be honest.
It's obviously Croatia they have quality, especially in the midfield with Kovacic, Brozovic, and Modric. But I mean, going forward, maybe they don't have that firepower. Perisic hasn't played as like a left winger for a while, really, especially with Inter and now at Spurs. Morocco have good players too. They're like kind of, I don't want to say underrated, but they do have good players. Ziyech, Hakimi, El Nazi, the striker. But I mean, 0-0. We'll get into it after, but it's a good result for Canada, obviously. And after watching that, again, I've said it a few times, but that group is again wide open, just like a lot of other groups.
Yeah,
you'll never know. We'll see what's gonna happen.
Oh no, definitely. And after watching the highlights this morning on my first work break, it was I guess just one of those games. No team was able to get going. Croatia, this is, in my opinion, their last chance with this group of players. And, not getting a win, I think, in this one, it kind of hurts them a little bit. But there's 2 more to go. So let's see if they can pick it up. All right. So we're down to 1 game we haven't talked about yet. And it's the big one for us, I think. Canada and Belgium. What first impressions on this game? What are we thinking here?
So proud of Canada, really. They put up a great performance. Sad that they got a loss. I feel like they should at least tied the game, at least a point. But I was really impressed by them. They put up a good fight. They dominated, I'd say, the entire game, really, apart from their goal. they gave Belgium almost nothing. You know, first half was so good to watch. You know, it was end to end, but obviously Canada had more chances. It was just the lack of finishing, really. Like we could have got way more out of this game. You know, they'll definitely be a little disappointed in themselves, but also they should be encouraged because you know they dominated the match against Belgium, the number one team in rankings. Even though that's a little flawed, I don't think they're that great. But yeah, they looked really good. I love the way they play, and you know, I can really see them moving up in this group. So they could surprise the world, and with a draw from Morocco and Croatia, this group is wide open. So their next game, you know, if they play like this, we could win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way they played, yeah, it was great. Everyone played good, especially the defense, especially Johnson, Victoria, and Miller. Everyone was good. Davies, even though he missed the penalty, he was still great, man. Anyone who was on the like Belgium's right hand side, it was I forget
They got
who.
cooked.
Yeah, he got. There was
Yeah.
one clip he dropped Tielemans.
Yeah. Oof.
And then he had who I forget who was on the right hand side the first half, but
I think it was Munir, or maybe he got subbed on after, but
yeah, I think he got something.
I
mhm.
think Carrasco maybe, or is
I
he
Oh,
on the left?
Castagna. I think
yeah,
it was
yeah,
Castagna.
yeah, yeah, I think
Yeah,
Castano was. I mean, he was getting cooked too by Davies, and even on the other side with Larea against Carrasco, Larea was even cooking Carrasco too a little bit. Him and Buchanan, just everyone was playing good. Eustachio was. I mean, it won't be a surprise for people I guess that watch like, especially like people that watch Porto. He's having a great season there, and now he's showing he's a good player.
mhm.
Hutchison, I mean, he's been with this Canada team since they were bad. I mean, Alessandro, you've watched Canada when they were bad, so I mean, you'll know he's like the heart and soul of this team. It's literally just finishing. Nobody really expected Canada to be this good, and the fact that we're saying that we should have won is mind blowing. Like we're not gonna talk about how we should have had another two penalties, but we should have won either way. I mean, Alessandro, you're the Canada fan, so
Yeah.
you'll
So
have a lot to say.
unleash
Yeah,
on
like
this.
oh, I can't even call it this game a heartbreaker. It's just we controlled the game. It just did not go our way. It wasn't our time to score a World Cup goal yet or get a win. It sucks, but they got to keep their heads up. It was just an all around great performance against the world number one or number two team. You know, for us, like you said, to even say that we deserved 3 points in this game is like, I agree. We deserved a win. We deserved maybe a tie after Belgium had scored. Like, okay, we got to at least get a goal here.
Mhm.
Just didn't happen, but yeah, aside from the other penalties that we should have got, could have got, to whatever you want to say, the chances were there. We just got to get the ball in the back of the net. The finishing was definitely the issue, like one of the only issues I noticed in this game. But yeah, defense, like I was saying, the three at the back was working. Alistair Johnson, Kamal Miller, and Vitoria. Hands down, I think all three of them deserve performance of the match, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Uh, Even Davies played a great game. It was a lot of pressure taking that pen. In the back of your head, Canada hasn't scored a World Cup goal ever. Now you're taking a penalty shot that's on your mind. Plus, you're facing, in my opinion, the best goalie in the world right now. He just lost that battle, and it's okay because it happens. Courtois again, best goalie in the world right now to me.
Mhm.
But oh man, like it was, I'm a little surprised that we controlled this entire game, a full 90-95 minutes with the 5 minute extra time. But yeah, I think they got to put out the same squad for the Croatia game. I genuinely think we can get a win against them. We just got to perform the same way we did today. But our strikers, whoever's up front, got to finish. If it's Laren, Jonathan David, Buchanan, we just got to finish, and we will get the results. They're like Russo was saying, this group is wide open because of that first game draw. It's time for us to, you know, go in the driver's seat and get 2 wins against Croatia, Morocco.
Yeah, I really feel like they can get a win against Croatia. I was a little sad for Davies after that penalty miss, but they didn't get to him. You know, he kept on going. He kept on trying to make things happen. So I don't expect him to get down after that. They'll definitely bounce back from this because, you know, they're gonna feel like they should have won this game. So I'm hoping they low key thrash Croatia if they're that mad. You know, freaking just beat them like 2 or 3-0 or something like that. But I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, no, it'll
Yeah,
be good. So I mean, we'll see. Yeah, group's wide open. They definitely could win. I mean, it might be harder against Croatia. I think just because Belgium's midfield kind of looked like really open, especially because with the two, Croatia's obviously they'll be playing with the three. So I don't know. Like it won't unless Herdman switches up like his thing and he goes and plays a four back to like match them so that it's not 3v3 up top with like the three forwards and the three defenders.
Mm.
But I don't know. Hopefully, if he doesn't change anything, I wouldn't be. I don't think anyone would be mad, especially with the lineup that played today. Everyone played good. Everyone deserves to play again. No one deserves to be dropped really.
Mm.
oh no, like again, just this was a game that we easily could have won. Just again, didn't go our way, but their heads should be held high because it was a great performance. Obviously, none of us were around for 1986, but they were saying that out of all four World Cup games, this is definitely the best performance Canada's ever put out, and we can only go, up from here. We got two more games. We can do this. Just got to back them up a little bit, which we've been doing since day one. So, Canada, let's get this. Croatia, Sunday, November 27th. That's the next one. Let's prove everyone wrong. Get a W.
Yeah,
For sure, for sure.
hope so.
Trying to see
Oh, well. So,
what time the game is actually. Let me see.
I
It's
think
11 a.m.
yeah, I
So
think it's at
hopefully gonna
11.
be able to tune in for that.
yeah, a little bit earlier than today, but at least it's not 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
thank God none of our games are. We don't have any other early morning games.
Despite if we did, I definitely would wake up for Canada to wait
Yeah,
to watch that game, but we don't have to. So thank you for whoever made the schedule.
yeah, thank God.
So yeah, we got two more groups playing tomorrow. Their first games. Any, I guess, quick thoughts on the games tomorrow?
Uh, I'm just looking at the games. I forget. I
Yeah.
guess okay. So Switzerland's first. I mean, if you want to think like Eto and you want to think they're gonna win the World Cup,
Up you.
I mean probably not. But I guess especially now with all the results, you wouldn't put it past any other team or like it doesn't matter if you're a favorite going into the game now. I think with these last 2 days, you can see anything can happen really. So
A lot of upsets that can happen. So
yeah, so I don't know, but I think Switzerland. I'll say maybe a tie with that game.
yeah, I predicted before. I think that's gonna be a tie. Um, I don't think I feel like it's gonna be a really tight game between them. They're kind of like evenly matched in a way. I feel like it's gonna be kind of like a Morocco and Croatia game. You know,
Mm.
hopefully it's not. They have some pretty talented players, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a draw.
I think yeah, like both teams seem pretty even on paper. I can see a draw happening. If I had to pick a winner, maybe I'm leaning more towards Switzerland, but it's gonna be a great, evenly contested match. Obviously, this one's at 5 a.m., so I'll be watching the highlights.
So
Yeah.
Just it's like Randy said. I feel like yeah, Morocco, Croatia, it's gonna be equivalent to that. But you know what? Let's see what happens. Cameroon, they got some good players. They can definitely get a win against Switzerland. So see what happens tomorrow morning.
Mhm.
All right. Game two obviously is the World Cup winner favorites, Brazil against Serbia. Any thoughts on that game? Could we be seeing an upset, or do you think Brazil has it hands down?
I think Brazil has it, to be honest. A lot of people are saying don't underestimate Serbia. They got a good team. So I expect Serbia to put up a fight, but come on now. Brazil, Neymar, Vinny. Rafinha, Jesus, Richarlison, whichever they put up front. I feel like although Jesus is my boy, he's been playing good this season. I feel like they're gonna go with Richarlison because he does turn up for Brazil, so they'll probably start him. Um, but yeah, I think Serbia will get a goal or two. I predicted a 4-2 win for them for Brazil. So yeah, I expect them to get the job done in a really exciting game, hopefully.
Yeah, same. Serbia is good. Obviously, like Vlahovic, Milinkovic, Savic, Tadic, Kostic. They have the talent, but I think it's just gonna be too much because Brazil's on a different level. I think, yeah, like you said, Randy, like Vinny, Neymar, Richarlison, Paqueta, Jesus. It's just everything. Maybe obviously the only weakness is probably their fullbacks, but I think it's just gonna be too much for Brazil. It'll be a good game. I think Serbia will keep it close, but I think it's Brazil. Like
They won't be
maybe
able to contain them for long.
yeah, no. I think maybe the first half it'll be close, and then I think Brazil's the star power will just be too much, and then yeah, the stars of the team will rise. Neymar, Vinny. I can see maybe like 3-1, 2-1.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Like Serbia, not going to be a walk in the park. No disrespect to them, but Brazil just has that. I think the most complete team out of any nation at this year's World Cup. I can see a 3-1, 2-1, like Russo said. Brazil has this group hands down. They're going to prove it to everyone tomorrow.
Sure.
All right, and last group of the day, Group H. First game, I think it's at 8 a.m., so might catch that one, but we got Uruguay and South Korea. What are we thinking here?
Uh, I don't know. I said Uruguay was gonna top the group, but I don't know. Now after every game, I'm like reconsidering everything. Now I think anyone has a chance really. So, and Korea's good. Son and the defender from Napoli, Kim Min Jae, he's really good. He's been
He's
incredible for
solid.
Napoli. I mean, it all depends on Uruguay. Obviously, have the better team, like player for player. Nunez, I think this is his tournament to like actually. He's had a decent season already for Liverpool, but I think now he can really like elevate his name and say that he's good. I think nowhere near what he was being compared to at the start of the season with Haaland, which was crazy. But I think he will. It's his tournament to show like he is a good player. And he is. He gets into spots, and it'll be his tournament. Valverde. I don't know if it's gonna be Suarez or Cavani playing beside Nunez, but I think Uruguay should take it. I think maybe I can see it being a close game, like 1-0 maybe.
Yeah, same thing. Like I feel like it's gonna be a close game between them. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Uruguay. Obviously you said it's Nunez time to shine. He ended the last few games with Liverpool pretty well. Like he was starting to get used to the system and putting better performances. He's not like all over the place anymore. So, I'm expecting him to shine in this team, especially because they're gonna look at him for goals. Even though Suarez is still there, he's towards the end of the career, his last World Cup. Whether they start Cavani or Suarez, we'll see. But they got Valverde in the midfield, arguably one of the not greatest, best midfielders in the world right now because he's so versatile. Even though he's a Madrid player, I got to get my hands up. Like, he's really good. And whether they start Araujo at defense, just because he's come back from injury, I'm a little scared because he went through surgery and now he's back ahead of schedule because apparently he wasn't going to make the World Cup. So I just hope he doesn't get injured again. He doesn't have a relapse. But if he plays, their defense is going to be solid. And if he turns up, they're looking like a really good team. But I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's going to be pretty tightly contested. I'm leaning towards Uruguay for the win, but I'm looking at like maybe 2-1. Uruguay gets a late goal to get that lead back. But both sides, they have good players that are, conquering Europe, right? So it comes down to who's who's going to score the most goals. That's what I'm saying with this one. South Korea, is Son going to carry the entire team on his back? Is Nunez going to, be the next Luis Suarez for Uruguay? We're going to have to see. All right, and I guess this is the bigger game. Tomorrow is Portugal versus Ghana. What we thinking on this one?
You go, Russo.
Okay.
We'll leave Alessandro to last.
Yeah, we'll leave that for last. We'll leave the Portuguese for last. I mean,
half Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously now I think especially with the Ronaldo news, I think that's gonna help. I think it'll probably help him because it's off of his mind now. He doesn't have to think about like what he's going through with the club. He knows, okay, I'm out of my contract there now. I'm fully focused on what's happening here at the World Cup. I mean, they have the talent. The front, any of the attackers they start is an incredible lineup. Whether it's Ronaldo, Leao, and he has Silva on the right, or I don't know. There's so many different combinations he can do. But I mean, Ghana's good too with Iñaki Williams, Thomas Partey. There's so many players that are still play in big European teams. I don't know. I feel like you just can't write off any team now. It's like I feel I keep saying it, but like the World Cup, this World Cup, there's been so many shock results. There's so many like teams that you wouldn't expect to play good that have been playing good. That I wouldn't put it past, and especially just with Portugal's manager. I mean, we all know, everyone says he's not that good, and he's not. I feel like he messes up so many times. So I don't know. I could see a draw. I could see like a 2-2 or a 1-1. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with a draw. I think 1-1 maybe.
I'm actually gonna go with since there's been like a lot of upsets lately, I'm going with Ghana to beat Portugal. Before I had Portugal winning, but just with all these upsets, I feel like it's gonna happen again. Like Ghana is an underrated team. They have some pretty good players. You said Iñaki Williams. They got Partey. They're a really good structured team. And a lot of players that play in Europe, and they can really test Portugal like that. With their manager, I don't agree that he's the best one for the job. He has a lot of favorites in that team, and he doesn't allow the younger players to shine. But whether they start Ronaldo or Felix, I feel like, just because of his form right now, Ronaldo, it's tough to like people to think to start him. Maybe Felix. I know a lot of Portuguese people are saying that they rather have Felix starting than Ronaldo, but it's Ronaldo. Like, you gotta start him. Like, there's no way you bench him. I feel like if he does perform, obviously I hope he does, because it's the last World Cup. Hope he does play well, but I feel like if he keeps on playing like he did at United, just for the sake of the team, and especially if they don't score goals, because everything will probably go through Ronaldo, right? So, if I feel like it might be a little better if they start Felix, but yeah, like we'll see what the starting lineup is. It's gonna be hard to tell. If the coach comes to his senses and plays the right players, they can get the win. But yeah, we'll see how it is. But I think Ghana will upset them.
You know what? It's really not that far fetched to say, because every time I've seen Portugal go up against Ghana, it's always been an even game. Ghana seems to have their number all the time, and I'm gonna say a 1-1 tie here to start, because Portugal always seems to start these tournaments off on like a bit of a shaky note. We've seen in the past 2 Euros where getting wins was even hard, even though they won in 2016. But that whole group stage was draws. Just this past Euro, I think it was 1 win in the group stage. So I don't know. This one, I say it's going to be a tie. Fernando Santos has all these phenomenal players. It just comes down to what tactics he's going to use and what formation he's going to, put his players in. I would love for Joao Felix to get the starting spot here, but it's Portugal. It's obviously, despite he hasn't said anything, but we all know that this is probably Ronaldo's last chance at winning the World Cup. So 99% chance he's going to be starting. He's going to be the captain, obviously. But let's see if he can get it done. He has the supporting cast. They just got to play well together. Can't rely on him to do it all. But yeah, to me, it's going to come down to our coach again, Santos. Let's see what he can do with these phenomenal players that he has. That's going to be the make or break for me with this game. But Ghana always seem to have their number. Heck, like it wouldn't even shock me if Ghana wins 2-1 tomorrow. But I'm going to lean towards a tie. I think Portugal, at least opens the game with a goal. And maybe they just bottle it after that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. Obviously, I would love to see Portugal win, but Randy, you convinced me. I think it's going to be an upset draw with Ghana tomorrow.
Yeah, if all those other upsets didn't happen, definitely I would have gone for Portugal. But Ghana are going to be looking like, yeah, we can do the same thing to you. So,
yeah.
Totally possible.
Yeah, and again, Ghana has world-class players as well. It's not just Portugal who has world-class players. Everyone really, every nation has their players that are playing for the top clubs. They just got to kind of show up this tournament, and let's see if Ghana can get them going and get this upset against Portugal.
It'll be a good game.
Oh, no, definitely going to be a good game. And like you said, Ronaldo, he is right now a free agent, so he's not tied to anybody. That whole fiasco is done. Now he has one main focus, which is this tournament. Go get the one trophy you haven't won in your career. See if you can do it. This is, again, probably his last chance because I don't see him coming, 2026 to North America.
No.
As much I would love him to come, but I doubt it. So if this is the swan song, let's see if he can get his team going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he'd be 42 by then.
Yeah. He's in tremendous shape, don't get me wrong, but 42 is 42 here. I don't know.
Yeah, I think 42 is he might still be playing, but definitely won't be playing for Portugal by then.
Mm-hmm. No, I think even if he is playing at a club level, it's time for you to maybe give the captain armband to someone else. There's so many young, Liao, he has the potential to be the next great goal scorer for Joao Felix is still young. Bernardo Silva is phenomenal. There's a lot of great players on this team. So I'm hoping this is his last World Cup. I know it's sad to say, but I think after this, it's just time to give someone else the reins, see what Portugal can do, after Cristiano Ronaldo's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Russo.
No, I was gonna say I think that's it. I think we covered everything, and you take it away.
Oh well, guys, thank you for coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments, what you think about our predictions, or I guess our hot takes. I know Al isn't here; he's the master of those, but let us know. We're happy to answer anyone's comments, especially me. I'll start a fight with anyone. I'm just kidding. But guys, again, thanks for coming. Have a good night.
See you.
All right, peace.